Hi, I have Althea Montgomery here today. She is a quantum energy healer and owner of Creative Clearings, one of my dearest friends. She simplifies the subject of energy healing by making it practical, fun, efficient, to maximize positive results in people's lives and businesses and relationships. And I guess we could go on forever in regards to what you do. This is just putting a little notch in the belt of you. You have so many different aspects to you. So I am so excited to have you here today on my show.
Thank you.
You are such a breath of fresh air and have really done a lot to change my life and my family's life. And I'm so excited I get to share you with the audience out there. So Althea,
Yes.
the energy clearing, healing is such a big deal these days. I hear it all over the place. It's changed my life. Started it 12 years ago, and it's changed my girls' lives. And I probably wouldn't be sitting here if I hadn't started doing that kind of work on myself. But why has it become such a big deal?
Well, I think it's become such a big deal because we're all pure energy. Everything's energy. And if you read books and, we watch lots of movies about witches and magic and ancient times in Egypt and whatnot, you see that we all have intuitive abilities. Some people just have much more intuitive abilities, but we've been taught for eons, I'll just say eons, that's a long time, but that it's
Right.
bad or it's scary. And, you hear about witches getting hung and even people like witch doctors, herbs, things like that, it all got twisted and distorted. But now it's like all of that part of us is starting to wake up again, that we're starting to realize our power and not be afraid of our power. There's no battle going on. That's an illusion. It was like, oh, this person's in power, and then they misused it and they hurt us and killed people and yada, yada, yada. So when you happen to know something that's beyond, comprehension to this world's construct, it seems scary and freaky. But everybody's had a situation where the phone rang and they knew who it was and they weren't expecting the call, first of all.
Right.
And they didn't look at the phone, but they were like, oh, I was just thinking of so-and-so, or I was thinking of this person and I ran into them in the store. Well, it's just like that, but it's to a bigger degree, that we're starting to wake up our intuitive abilities, that we are all connected. And to not be afraid of that. I think that's why it's really starting to wake up, if that answers your question.
No, it totally answers my question. Absolutely.
I can go 25 different directions.
I'm waking up, right? And aren't you?
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful thing, but it is causing a lot of upheaval because, we always talk about how the energy, I call you up and go, what's going on with the energy out there? It's a little wonky. So why this year? I don't know. Is it just because maybe I've woken up a little more, or people are more awake, just like you said?
Yeah. Well, energy is always shifting. It's always shifting. And, people every year is like, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. But I will say that it does seem quite different this year. And what I was getting is that the really deep, dark, hidden things in each of us are really just starting to come to bubble to the surface. And not in a bad way, but it's like, enough is enough. Are you going to choose to let this go, or are you going to stay back here in this heavy, dense reality? The choice is yours. And there's becoming a great divide between the people that are like, I'm on the up and up. I'm out. Like, I've invited you a couple times to come with me, but I can't stay there with you anymore.
Like,
and
meaning
also,
you're going to do the work. Like,
you're going to choose a more uplifted, happy life of like what you really want to do, rather than I was speaking to someone the other day. This year in particular, I have had more people come in where, whether you believe in past lives, doesn't matter. Like, I see these things in the energy field where they've taken oaths and vows as healers in the past, where their energy system will automatically just gobble up other people's problems and pains. And I've had a huge influx of people with that program coming in like, that's got to go. So the people that were in the other side of that dynamic, where they were like, I'm going to keep doing whatever I want, creating an unhappy, drama-filled life, but then I'm going to go dump on this person or they'll save me. That's no longer applying. And people are scrambling because they're like, I don't know what's going on anymore. I don't know how I fit in the world. And I mean, that's kind of simplifying it too. But that's kind of what's happening. People, their dynamics, how they're relating to each other is just falling apart so that they can choose something different.
Okay. So I love that, because that is true. It's like you kind of feel like, why is this happening to me? Why is that, why aren't certain things not happening that I want to have
Yeah.
happen? And all of that comes down to, it's because we have to change how we're feeling and thinking. And
We're not very nice to
energetically.
ourselves.
Right.
And the thing is,
that's a good point.
yeah,
Let's
we're
talk about
not
that.
at all. And
I know that
I
part.
have the ability to see and feel and hear things multidimensionally. As a
Yeah.
kid, it scared the crap out of me.
How young were you?
I can remember being like 3 years old and seeing things. And I said, okay, God, if I have to feel everything so much, please do not make me see this stuff too. Like, I don't need to see all that.
Right.
But there are many people that
Wow.
go through situations like that and they just don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
People are going to think you're crazy. Now, I don't care if people think I'm crazy because I know I'm not.
That's what I love about you.
And I really want to help people
Yeah.
because we've all had situations like that. And when you start to share it with those you can trust,
Yeah.
you don't feel so weird anymore. And then it empowers you to go, okay, how can I utilize this to really help me in my life?
True.
But we're not nice to ourselves. And I happen to see things that are stuck in the physical body and energy field that are blocking people from having what they say they really want. And it's not for them to figure it out. You don't need to know quantum physics. You don't even need to know how to, do energy healing. That's what I'm here for. But you know what you want in your life. And you know how to refocus your thoughts. And it takes practice.
Right.
So I just make
Absolutely.
it fun and easy and quick, and like we're going to talk about uplifting things. It's not going to be all this drudgery and tell me how bad you are and how you suck and you're overweight or you're too this or too that. Like, enough already.
So these stories that we tell ourselves in our head, like that you just were saying, repeating, you're trying to get them not to tell those stories anymore, to let go of that baggage.
It's a broken record. Yeah, it literally, there's thought loops, there's energetic patterns. And when we realize that we're just pure energy, and in quantum physics, we are really flickering in and out of existence. We realize why certain people will say, focus on the now. And then a few seconds later, the now, because you're recreating yourself in every moment. The thing is, you keep going back into the same thoughts, feelings, patterns, and doing all of that over and over again. Then you go, oh, nothing's changing. Well, sure it is. You just went back and did the same stuff.
Right.
And rather than beating yourself up about it, laugh about it, choose something different.
It's as easy as that.
It is, but it takes practice.
But it takes practice.
It takes practice.
I know. We're going to go to break, and we'll come back more. You definitely have to watch this session with Althea. I mean, really, just sitting here, I'm feeling like alive and like wanting to change a few thought patterns this morning for myself. So we'll be back. I can't tell you how excited I am about the Elissa Goodman show. I've partnered with ready? Not ready. I have focus with Focus TV. My brain is like going whoop, whoop. I'm sorry. It's like, why is this so hard? Hey, all you need is a private chef and some Botox and a stylist, and you're good to go. We're back with Althea Montgomery, Creative Clearings. Oh, I feel so good being here with you. Energetically, I feel like I'm in the present moment with you and energized. But you were just talking about how we play these stories in our head, these messages that we've had going on that do not work for us, most of us. And like you said, we keep revisiting them and we keep wondering why we're not moving ahead and why we're not getting the things in our life we want. So how do we practice? Like, how do we practice letting go of that and, living in the now and letting go of those stories?
Well, just being aware of how you're feeling is a big one. You can really notice, most people can tell in their physical body when they start talking about things that don't feel good, there's like a collapsing, a crunching. You may get sick to your stomach. You can even ask your body, ask your body,
now?
give me some sort of sign. Like, give me some sort of sign when I'm off track. Give me a sign when someone asks me to go to lunch and it's a no. And you don't need to know why it's a no, but just trust that intuition. You could say, make my pinky toe tingle, whatever you want to say. Right. But you will clearly notice, even if you're witnessing someone else having a conversation, if you feel your body crunching in and your mood just totally
Tanky?
drops, then that just means you're around something that's not in alignment with your truth.
Wow.
We have to watch the thoughts that we're thinking in our head, the words that are coming out of our mouth, and what we're around. And it's not about being afraid to talk to other people, and it's definitely not about being perfect, because things happen in our lives, and we don't want to be ashamed and go, oh, I feel really bad right now, I need to hide myself. No, 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 no.
Okay.
It's just more of the awareness, not being afraid to notice when, ooh, that doesn't feel good, or I don't like to go to this place. I feel really uncomfortable when I go to a certain restaurant or a certain store, and certain people that you're around. And it's not that you're judging or being mean to those people either. Maybe just for that moment or that day, it's not your
right
best
for you.
you just to not do that. But there is a clear collapsing. Sometimes people get headaches, sometimes people get stomach aches, but you want to pay attention to it without judging it and going, okay, cool. I just had an awareness here. Let me refocus on something that feels just a little bit better for me. And it's so simple, but it takes practice day after day after day.
Right.
And if you don't do that, what's going to happen is these lovely co-creators that we have all around us, they're just going to drag us around by the nose. You're just going to be up and down with everybody else's mood until you say enough. I'm going to take my power back, and everyone else gets to choose for themselves, but I'm going to choose this for me right now. I'm going to focus on things that feel good, and not beating up on yourself when you have a crappy thought. Just refocus. And people go, oh, I don't want to do that. People will sometimes come to me and they have a whole list of things they want to clear.
Right.
I clear it up, bang, bang, boom, done.
Yeah.
And then they start complaining at the end. I'm like, what are you doing?
About the same stuff that they
About
had
the
on the
same
list?
stuff. And you can feel the
already
energy
cleared
coming
it.
back in. And it's like this
It creeps in that
monster
fast.
thunderstorm. And I'm like, you need to knock it off, because you have to cut the crap at some point and realize what you're doing. And that's what I'm there for too. Like, make you aware. Did you even hear what you just said? I just spent this whole time clearing you. You get to start fresh right now.
Yeah.
Okay? So some people think they're going to come in, see me, clear it all up,
And they're gonna be
and they want to,
fine.
well, no, they want to go out and do the exact same things they did before.
But they don't really want to, do they? Because they're so
Some people,
patterned
yes.
and conditioned.
Well,
Is it
no,
right?
there's
They're
some
not
people that
choosing-
feel like they want to get away with something. Those are the funny ones.
What?
Because
Right.
you're really going to get the same results if you keep doing the same thing.
Exactly.
I mean, I
That's
don't know
insanity.
if Einstein said that or
insanity.
something. Yeah. But there are a few people out there that they think I'm going to keep doing the exact same things, having the same conversations in my head, but I'll just go in, Althea will just clear me up. But that's not what I'm there to do either. I'm there to empower you so that you have the tools every day to recognize, what are you doing? Like, don't BS yourself anymore. What are you thinking about? What are you talking about? What are you doing? What kind of conversations are you having with other people? And you're going to have to change that. That's just how it is. And it does
really
take
want
practice.
to.
If you really want to change it and you want to have different things in your life, you can't keep doing the same things.
thing.
You have to show up as a different version of you.
Right.
And there's nothing bad or wrong with that, but people sometimes get freaked out like, oh my God, I have to do this forever. You get to do this forever. Can you imagine if we made a choice and you were stuck with that forever?
No.
Thank goodness
It'd be
for
awful.
not. So every day we
Right.
have a choice that I'm going to keep doing this.
Yeah.
And then, oh, this isn't working for me anymore. I'm
Right.
going to do something else. So it's just as simple as that. Do you want to keep thinking crappy thoughts about yourself, or do you want to think about something else?
Right. That is so. Now you sit here,
Mm-hmm.
and I know it, and you know it. And it makes it sound so easy, but how do we tell people out there how to get out of this pattern? Is there like, I know I love your audios. I don't know.
Yes.
I mean, I listen to those. I listen to your night clearing to let go of the energy, and I
Yep.
listen to the daily rebalancing a lot.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of anxiety when I'm speaking or in front of people, and I love that. And they're only 5 minutes. Or is that one way to?
Definitely one
So-
way, because it is true that if you're going to come and do a session, I'm really watching that energy just swoop out of your field, so you
Right.
get a nice reboot.
Right.
But you can use the audios in between. However, even doing that, it's like you can go out there and recreate all that stuff. You know, and
Yes.
you come back in and we
could do
clear
the
it
same
out
thing
again.
again.
Yeah, and that's not what I'm going for. I love
Right.
what I do, but I really want everyone to realize what they're creating. Because if you don't like what you're creating, you really can change it.
Mm-hmm.
You really,
You have
really
the
can.
choice.
Yeah, you don't have to ask anyone else's permission or get their validation. You can just make that choice in your head and just say, I'm not doing this anymore.
Right.
And
Wow.
it's so simple that it almost puts people into shock at some time, like, what? No, has to be much more complicated.
Exactly. I was just going
Yeah.
to say that. Everybody thinks it needs to be like many, many years of therapy, many, like just a lot of work. Just same with the nutrition stuff. It's going to be so much work to eat healthy or do green juices or, just it's not. It really just
Doesn't
the
have to
same.
be.
It doesn't have to be.
No,
it can
it
be
does not.
easy. And your life changes. I know for
Drastically.
myself. Yes, I can sit here and say the same. It has drastically changed for me in so many ways. So one thing that Althea does is I have a soup cleanse, a 5-day soup cleanse that we cook and deliver to about 42, 45 people twice a month. And you clear the soup cleanse for me. This year has, oh my God, has been so exceptional. We have a wait list for the soup cleanse. And we don't get really a lot of complaints about things. We've always gotten some of those complaints and over the years, but this year has been exceptional. What do you do? Everyone always asks, what does she do? How does she clear it? How does this work? I really want people to know.
Okay, well, I'll try to explain this as best I can.
Okay.
So with the soup cleanse, it's very similar to when I'm clearing energy for a space or a person. Like, I'm just tapping into everyone. I don't need to know their names. Don't ask me why.
So you're tapping into the soup cleansers?
Yes, I tap into,
Okay.
I cleanse the actual soup.
Yes.
The energy around the soup, because
Right.
each batch is different.
Yeah.
And I clear everyone that's going to be eating the soup.
It. Okay.
And then
Wow.
I just tap into their energy and just have source energy, God, whatever you'd like to call it, infusing the soup with whatever each individual requires. And there's a lot of vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that science has not found that I'm just...
Like you're infusing into the soups
yes,
and the
we're
drinks.
infusing it, and that they just get whatever they require.
Right.
People need to realize that if they come for a session with me, and even if they're eating your soup, I always intend this, like anything that I'm connected to, that it's all orchestrated by you and your higher self, and it's your choice.
Yeah.
You're in control. Like, even if people tell me they want to go really fast through the session and I want to manifest this and this, I'm like, if I get a no, slow down, I follow the energy.
Right.
Because there's different aspects of the people that are orchestrating what comes into their life, and I trust and honor that whoever's eating the soup, they get whatever they require, above and beyond, supercharged with healing energies, rebalancing, things that I don't even have words to articulate.
Right.
And I have a lot of fun doing that. It makes me really happy, because I love healing stuff. Anything to do with healing and food, as you know.
I am right there with you, because I feel like this is the future.
Yeah.
It's not only about releasing the energy and the thoughts, but it's about putting that intention and love and what the bioavailability, as people use the word, but it's a little more than that. It's deeper than that.
Yeah.
Into food, into drinks, into what people are eating. I think that's the future.
Absolutely.
Right? Absolutely.
There's a lot of judgments around food.
True.
And, I clear that up whenever I'm tapping into the soup cleanse people as well.
Right.
And it's just, we have to trust our bodies more. We really, really do. And love our bodies and be nice to our bodies. So they're always getting whatever they're asking for.
Yeah.
And it's a really big deal to be nice to yourself. Because if talking badly about yourself and complaining all day really worked, everybody'd have the bodies they wanted, the relationships they wanted, the career. It's not working.
Yeah, it's not working.
So try laughing and having fun and doing it that way.
Who you are.
Enjoy it, because everyone's special.
Yeah.
And when you say everyone's special, there's not a competition. That's where it's confusing in this world. That no one else is going to be me, no one else is going to be you.
Yeah.
And you say
have a specialness.
You say lovely, nice things about yourself, and it takes nothing away from anyone else.
Right.
Just be nice to yourself.
What a beautiful way to end. I could go on with you forever. I asked my guests at the end, if they could sum up their mission in one word.
All right.
I know.
My word, I liked empower.
I know.
I use it a lot, but I was getting shine. So to just shine my light, because there's so much involved in that, where if I'm going to shine and be bright and powerful and strong and be who I truly am, then I'm inviting other people to do that.
And rise
and
up
I'm getting
to that same
teary-eyed
level.
with that. Yeah, because I want people to wake up and realize how amazing they are.
Yeah. Oh.
So shine would be the word.
You're amazing.
Thank
I
you.
think you're amazing.
Oh,
thank you
you
for being on my show.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.